Aries, let's get into the extended version of your October eclipse season reading. The Temperance card coming through. I actually consider this to be a card that is important for you, because what I wanted to first look at was the Emperor and the Self archetype. Well, this is your major arcana card, the Emperor, and the Self card, the archetype, that was speaking to this kind of new sense of self or what's emanating from you. And I wanted to just see what card came through for, like, what is this essence of Aries that's coming through, like what's kind of around you, emanating from you. And the Temperance card is a very peaceful energy. It's about sort of finding balance again, and that could be basically what you're looking for at this time in your life: a greater sense of harmony and balance and a greater sense of acceptance. So let's move on though onto the cards right here in front of me. So of course we talked about some sort of a situation that got brought up from the past again. There was this inclination that you thought that this might have been done, and you communicated and basically sort of said that either you weren't interested or it's going to be a no, or for you were ready to move on, and things had gotten perhaps even draining. And then there was another message coming through which made me think that some of you had stopped studying something or researching something, picked it up again, dropped it again, or were a little back and forth with that. But there might have been something recently about like study or research emerging too. Let's see what's coming through. All right, I have got the Two of Swords, which, remember, features here at the end of the reading, where we saw a little bit of hesitation around accepting the blessings that are coming through, and the High Priestess, which is also a number 2 in the numerics. So when we see twos, we're talking about a sort of a duality, or kind of we're talking about choice or option or consideration here. Right, for some of you then, this situation from the past that is some way present for you again, or you're back involved with, or it's in your mind again, that same energy of like when your blessings come through at the end of the month, when these opportunities and new beginnings and new seeds and ideas and fresh basically energy comes through, there is this like tendency for you to do the Two of Swords thing, is when you slip into kind of a hesitation and an indecision on it, or like inaction. If you'll notice here, this crescent moon is available in both of these cards. So this looks like quite eclipsy to me as well. So this could have been something that's ongoing for you. We had a full moon at the end of September, around the 28th, 29th. We again have a lunar eclipse full moon in October ending 28th, right? So that's this energy. So it could be linked. So from the end of September all the way through to the end of October, there is something you're still on the fence about, you're still undecided about something and have some hesitation. But I think by the end of the month, you might be ready to commit or say yes at least. Whereas at the like late September, it seems to be quite a no. Anyway, what you said no to at the end of the month of September and the beginning of October, what you were kind of like rejecting or turning down, or even not responding to because energetically it was a no. The Two of Swords to me, especially with the Four of Cups in that position of like, no, thank you, not interested. The High Priestess would tell me like, well, yeah, I think that was a good choice because this was a very intuitive understanding for you. Like, it didn't feel right. You knew in a very innate way that wasn't going to be something you wanted to pursue, experience, or actually even continue. Like, so that was perhaps why there was like a tendency for you, just from, this was the first card about this situation, just like let it go, move on, leave it behind you, put it in the past. Let's look at the Five of Swords. That was this kind of getting rehashed. And yeah, I mean, currently it was a burden for you, or even you feeling like it was getting in the way of you processing something, any healing you've been doing. have the Sun in reverse and the Three of Cups in reverse. So yeah, I mean, the Sun in reverse, it's still positive, but there is something hampering still. Like these two kind of illuminating cards, usually the Sun and the Star card, very positive, very bright, very upright and happy, and aspiration and joy oriented. In the reversal, that's still there. It is somewhat diminished at the moment. So perhaps it's because, well, at the bottom of all of this, there is still this five of swords, excuse me. So it's like, of course, this is going to be in some way tainting your current experience, because you might be finding it hard to fully immerse yourself in how happy this should be, or like experience that, because there is something tainting it for you. I'm hoping you can push past that and see past that and still enjoy and really just be present with what's in front of you right now, because there are plenty of blessings there to be experienced. They might be a bit more obvious to you at the end of the month, but then again, you seem to still have indecision about them, probably because you're coming out of this phase of, I don't know, some of you are expecting the worst, or some of you just perhaps are a little bit shocked and confused as to why this is even coming up for you again, this situation. Because you thought it had been left in the past. It might be tricky right now dealing with groups of women, sisters, friends, women at work. I do get the energy that, you know, there is some sort of like gossip around you, not about you, but you may just be kind of like finding certain group dynamics pretty draining overall. Let's move on to some of the blessings coming through, however, at the end of the month. Another ace, would you believe? The Ace of Cups. You already have the Ace of Pentacles and Ace of Wands there, and the Nine of Pentacles. So all of these aces coming through towards the end of October, even leading into November, really potent. Really, so much is going to be available to you, Aries, and it's all there for the taking, and it's a bit of everything. There is opportunity in love and friendships and happiness and connections, and even your inner world and emotional well-being and processes. There's a financial opportunity or job or career perspective coming through as well. And the Ace of Wands is obviously something that is interesting, it's enlightening, it's something that could be very entertaining, or you're just like, you're definitely, your interest is piqued and you're very much wanting to know more about that, so that's exciting too. The Nine of Pentacles, very much is an energy of worth, feeling worthy, feeling satisfied in yourself and your own accomplishments. So again, I think that any indecision or hesitation here is tied into some sort of a self-limiting belief around what you are worth. The Ace of Cups and the King of Cups, of course, for those who are looking for love to enter your life, this could be a good time to put yourself out there or prepare for that blessing. And if those of you that are not exactly looking for that, and maybe you are already involved with somebody, it could be an opportunity to deepen and strengthen that relationship even more. And we're going to move on now to following just a prompt for each of the following topics. Let's start with love, and we're going to look at a card for both of those pretty general categories, people that are involved with somebody versus people that currently are not. Four of Pentacles in reverse, Nine of Cups. So for those of you who are involved with somebody, we're getting the Four of Pentacles in reversed energy, and that might have suggested that this is a time this month where you're noticing in October that there is there was more distance between you, and now there is kind of walls coming down more and more, an openness and a sort of like stream of like connection and flow, and like I see this bouncing off one another and like a kind of circuit. So the energy exchange is opening up. Upright, sometimes the Four of Pentacles can be a little shut down or reserved or even defensive at times. So it's a work in progress, maybe you say, but things are starting to open up there again. For those of you who are not currently in a situation or relationship, the Nine of Cups tells me that you're actually feeling pretty good either way. If something comes up, great, you're in a great place to receive it. If not, you still have so much that you're looking towards or feeling optimistic and positive about. And the Nine of Cups just tells me that overall, you're feeling really good this month, and other relationships of yours, especially the one with yourself, are thriving. So let's choose a card now for a spiritual, more of a message from the universe or your highest self, or perhaps we're talking about spiritual purpose here, destiny, things like that, a little more metaphysical. Strength card in reverse. Okay, so with Strength card in reverse, the message could really be that if you're dealing with a Leo, this is also coming through. If you're dealing with a Leo, it's kind of like you're trying to help them, or you want to make them happy, or you want to help them to be their happiest, best selves, but it might not be your responsibility. The other thing though that the Strength card in reverse is saying is to, I guess, be mindful of your physical body, because we need a strong and healthy physical body and full of vitality to pursue certain spiritual goals and aspirations. So the Strength card is saying it doesn't have to all be, you know, meditation and I guess like astral work and things like that are like taking us very much out of our body. A lot can be, a lot of spiritual growth can happen when we're kind of sinking into our body and just even having a strong and healthy daily routine where we're looking after ourselves. That's what I'm getting from that. So let's look at resources next. Resources can of course be your money, your financial assets, investments and what you have, but also our resources are ourselves at times, and our friends and allies, and time, of course, and skills. The Mother of Wands, which is an Aries energy, the Queen of Wands, this is sometimes seen as. In terms of how we feel about ourselves, this is very good, high self-esteem, and also being very much noticed and received well by other people. This month in October, you're perhaps more attractive and charismatic in the eyes of others. And this also would reflect very well in terms of your skills around like managing, leading, hosting, holding your own, and perhaps engaging and talking and communicating, and perhaps like you're very comfortable this month with more visibility because it's a very confident energy. It's not necessarily about money in particular, but it's about, yeah, I guess if this is a nest egg, right? Or an egg nest, but it's kind of like you having a savings account or protecting what you have at this month, whether that means saving, not spending, or perhaps you're just feeling protective and you're on top of things. Let's have a look then at finally career / vocation / job, calling, work, the trajectory of that this month. Five of Wands. That seems to be an area of life where there could be a lot of competition right now. So perhaps many people in your profession or line of work or on the same mission as you are striving for the same thing. And this is good because it shows you that you're in a frequency now of people being also like you, talented, driven, ambitious, courageous. And this is good to be in that energetic match with others because it's a great reflection of you. Of course, though, this can get hot because, you know, the gloves may be out at times even, or you really do feel that sense of like we're all like looking for the same outcome. We all want the same thing, and sometimes only one person or a select few can get there. But the Five of Wands does represent that there is an energy of sometimes healthy competition around you right now, and a lot of motivation in terms of the goals that you have for your career and whatnot. Thank you so much for watching this extended version, Aries, and of course that means thank you for being a patron. I really appreciate it, and enjoy the rest of this eclipse season portal. I'll see you real soon. Bye.